Ladies and gentlemen, we're standing on the precipice of a monumental shift in the NFL landscape. As the clock ticks down to the trade deadline, one team is making waves that could ripple across the league. With their eyes fixed on Super Bowl glory, they've already snatched up high-profile talent. And trust me, they're not done yet. The question isn't if they'll make another move, but who will be next to join this powerhouse. Buckle up, because the Kansas City Chiefs are about to turn heads yet again. When you talk about teams that refuse to rest on their laurels, you can't help but point to the Kansas City Chiefs. These guys are not just a one-hit wonder or a flash in the pan. They've established themselves as a dominant force in the NFL through relentless determination. As the trade deadline looms ominously on the horizon, they're not just sitting back sipping on their championship Kool-Aid. No, they're out here working the phones, making strategic plays that could redefine their season. It's a relentless pursuit of greatness and a strategy that demands our attention. With the deadline set for November 1st, the Chiefs have already made some jaw-dropping moves, acquiring the likes of DeAndre Hopkins, a player whose mere presence on the field can change the dynamics of any game. His ability to stretch the field and make contested catches elevates the entire offense, providing the quarterback with a reliable target that can turn a third down into a first. Picture this: a quarterback in a bind, the clock winding down, and there's Hopkins gliding through coverage like he owns the field. You simply cannot underestimate the value he brings, and his addition is a clear message to the rest of the league. This team is not messing around. But let's not overlook the other piece they brought into the fold: linebacker Josh Uche. Now, Uche is not just another body on the field. He's a playmaker who can disrupt opposing offenses, a force to be reckoned with. When you're dealing with a team that already boasts a formidable defensive lineup, adding Uche is like pouring gasoline on a roaring fire. He has a knack for sniffing out plays before they develop, and his speed allows him to close gaps that many defenders can only dream of reaching. In short, he's the kind of player that gives opposing quarterbacks sleepless nights. Yet, despite these bold moves, the Chiefs aren't satisfied. They are eyeing the secondary, and it's clear why. While they've been dominant, the injury bug has bitten them hard. Losing Jalen Watson to a broken ankle was a tough pill to swallow. And with Najee Johnson also sidelined after a Week 8 matchup, the Chiefs find themselves in dire need of reinforcements. This isn't just about depth, it's about maintaining a level of play that keeps them in the hunt for another Super Bowl appearance. Now, let's talk about a potential target that could fit the bill: Trevon Diggs from the Dallas Cowboys. Here's a player who was once considered elite, a top 5 cornerback in his prime. Sure, things haven't gone his way lately. He's been benched after being targeted mercilessly by opposing offenses. But you have to ask yourself, is that all there is to the story? The Cowboys rushed him back from a torn Achilles, and now he's looking for redemption, a chance to resurrect his career in a new scheme. This isn't just about stats, it's about opportunity. If Diggs can regain his form, he would instantly become an invaluable asset to the Chiefs' defense. Imagine what he could add to the Chiefs' secondary. He's young, he's hungry, and most importantly, he could be had for a conditional 7th-round pick. If you're the Chiefs, you've got to take that risk. Bringing in a player with Diggs' pedigree could solidify a secondary that has seen better days. You're not just filling a gap, you're potentially acquiring a player who can change the complexion of your defense overnight. Let's be clear: Kansas City is playing chess, while the rest of the league is still figuring out checkers. They're not just adding pieces, they're strategically positioning themselves for a deeper playoff run. This isn't mere speculation, it's a calculated gamble that could pay off in spades. With their eyes set on the prize, they're navigating the trade market like seasoned veterans, knowing that in a league where every advantage counts, this is the kind of move that could keep the Chiefs on the path to glory. As the deadline draws near, you can bet that all eyes will be on Kansas City. This franchise is not content to just be a playoff contender. They want to dominate and instill fear in their opponents. In a season where every game is a battle, the Chiefs are gearing up to ensure they have the firepower to win those battles and ultimately the war for the championship. Now, as we delve deeper into the Chiefs' current strategy, we must recognize the importance. All right, Chiefs fans, brace yourselves because we've got some exciting news. One of the NFL's elite wide receivers is suiting up for the Kansas City Chiefs. That's right, DeAndre Hopkins, affectionately known as D-Hop, is officially a Chief. This entire situation came together in record time. So let's dive right into the details of the trade, the latest roster moves, and how Hopkins' arrival shifts the dynamics in Kansas City. The big move finally happened just yesterday when the Chiefs announced they had traded for DeAndre Hopkins. But if you're familiar with trade protocols, you know it's not truly official until the player clears a physical exam. The Chiefs are taking on about $2.5 million in cap space for Hopkins and gave up just a fifth-round pick, which could potentially turn into a fourth-rounder. All things considered, that's a steal. Hopkins also spoke to the media today, and we'll get into what he had to say in just a bit. Once a player passes a physical and the trade becomes official, they must be added to the active roster. However, the Chiefs faced a challenge. Their roster was already at the 53-player maximum. To make room, they needed to waive, release, or place someone on injured reserve, IR. Surprisingly, they chose the IR route, and here's the twist. It wasn't Juju Smith-Schuster or Mike Dana, the two players who didn't practice yesterday. It was SKYY Moore, who hadn't even appeared on the injury report all season. In fact, he fully participated in practice just the day before. Head coach Andy Reid explained that SKYY came in with a core muscle injury, and after evaluation, it was determined he would need surgery, ruling him out for at least 4 weeks. Injury expert Jesse Morris has noted that core muscle injuries often resolve as sports hernias, typically requiring a recovery time of 4 to 6 weeks. This move has sparked mixed reactions among fans, especially since SKYY hasn't exactly been a standout this season. He has 0 receiving stats on 3 targets so far. The timing of placing him on IR, coinciding with the major wide receiver trade, raised some eyebrows. Many began to question the legitimacy of the injury. Fans expressed their skepticism on social media, and Carrington Harrison from 610 Sports even joked that the Chiefs might have told us KYY, "We need that roster spot, big guy." I can only imagine Ski's reaction when he heard the news. However, if the injury is legitimate, I genuinely wish him a speedy recovery, whether in Kansas City or elsewhere next season. To be honest, this experiment hasn't worked out as hoped, and the Chiefs may need to move on, even with a year left on Ski's rookie deal. It would be surprising to see him on the roster in 2025, given the circumstances. For now, the Chiefs are focused on their pursuit of a third straight Super Bowl title, and with SKYY out of the picture, it's full steam ahead. That wraps up today's news, Chiefs Kingdom. With DeAndre Hopkins officially on the roster and SKYY Moore sidelined, Kansas City is ready to charge forward in their quest for another Super Bowl trophy. It will be fascinating to see how D-Hop fits into the offense and whether he can make an immediate impact against the Raiders. One thing's for sure, this season just got a whole lot more exciting for Chiefs fans.